Welcome to another episode of Why I Chose My Wife. I'm SAGENEL, and it is a pleasure to have you here for our next episode. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's a good time to subscribe and like because you are definitely going to enjoy the series that we're putting out and you're going to enjoy the insights. This particular series and set of videos is especially for those who are ready and are interested in getting married. So we are showing you how from people's stories. Apart from the teachings I do, I invite seasoned people like Mr. Akinropo to come and share their stories with us and give us, we can then now get insight on what we need to be able to choose the right partner for men, and then for women, understand what men are looking for. All right. So we're going to have a couple of guests afterwards. We've had a couple of guests before Mr. Akinola. For today, let us get right into this conversation, which is going to be a very insightful one. Okay, I've sent Mr. Akinola has sent. Okay, all right, we can see each other now. Good morning, Mr. Akinola. Thank you for choosing to do this. The way I'm going out to it's like serious matter, like you're going out and saying they're just like, oh yeah, please just help us do this live. But I'm really grateful because I know how busy your time is. Thank you very much, Mr. Akinola.
You're welcome, madam.
All right, so let me just go straight into your profile and then we will get right into the conversation. Mr. Akinola is a passionate catalyst for change who has the mandate to increase the quality of parenting and the methodology of nurturing African children as well as families into their greatness while maximizing their full potential. He is an accounting graduate from the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, Ogun State. He's also a member of the Nigeria Institute of Management, NIM, Fellow Institute of Management Consulting, FIMC, and a host of other organizations as well. He has had a short stretch in Mobile Producing Unlimited from March 1999 to April 2001, and Reliance Bank Limited from August 2001 to April 2005, and later started a private business majoring in financial brokerage. So there's so much more about Mr. Akinola. I will just summarize. He is a consultant, speaker, trainer, parenting coach, and also an experienced counselor. He is the author of the fast-growing inspired work, Tools for Fathers to Raise Real Men in Today's World, and then Daddy, Where Are You? His latest tool for mothers, Mommy, No Excuses, is a book that focuses on mothers to know and have strategies in complementing and not competing with their husbands in parenting and marriage, which I think is so amazing. Is the founder and lead researcher of Parent Mark. Thank you so much. I think that's your your latest work for mom is really amazing, because many times people are not talking about the competition that may be going on, oh no, this is how I want to impress the child, or one person wanting to try to prove a point. So I trust that many people will really tap into it because it's a really good one and timely one. Thank you again, Mr. Akinola. Really grateful.
You're welcome,
okay.
madam.
So today our conversation is on marriage. It's marriage centered, and one of the reasons why I invited you for this is because I definitely know how seasoned you are and how you've refined yourself and worked on yourself in the past few years. And I know the insight you're going to be able to give men. The essence of why we're holding this is because a lot of men, I have realized in my own line of work, they don't know what to look out for when choosing a partner. So they don't know the right things. They're just busy on the physical attributes. And a lot of times when you get into the physical attributes, of the girl when she finally comes, she's not who you are thinking that she is. So many people are having to go through a lot of breakups, and it's just very dramatic. And at the same time, I also want to use this live to also help women see what men are looking for in a wife, not in a girlfriend, not in a baby mama, not in a side chick, but in a wife. So I'll start out with the most important question. Why did you choose your wife?
This is so deep. This is so deep. And before I delve into the matter of the day, let me first of all appreciate and acknowledge what you do in our space. I want to thank you. I want to thank you. I want to thank you. And I want to thank you for this amazing job. The reason why I'm saying this is this. It's not so common when we see people doing this. We have speakers, we have bloggers, we have people who are doing amazing stuff. But when it has to do with why do you do what you do, or why are you doing what you are doing, or why do you want to embark in that journey, especially when marriage is concerned, it is so deep that it is beyond the peripheral. It is more of spiritual work. It's not necessarily whether we're doing it in the church or not. It is more of spiritual work. So I want to appreciate you and give you a huge accolade for that. So thank you, madam. So why did I choose my wife? I want to say almost everybody knows what they want in a woman, in a lady. And I believe almost everybody too knows what they want in a man. Almost everybody. Almost everybody. You don't mind whether it is for beauty, it is for brain, or it is for anything. But you always know this I want in this particular woman. So if you want to ask me, why did I choose my wife? I would say I chose her because of her intelligence. I chose her because of her intelligence. She's a quiet person. Okay, this is the brief history. So she used to follow. We met in our church, the church we were attending there, and she was the youngest of the girls, of the family of girls, family of 5 girls. She was the youngest. So, and that time I knew I was 5 years older than her. I knew I was 5 years older than her. So I'll be seeing them, they will come to church, and this petite looking girl among the girls, among her sisters, she was the most quiet. Then I was looking at her immediate elder sister, or somebody that maybe like 2 years difference. I was saying that, then I was 23. Then I was saying, should I, what is that? Now but something within me was just saying that, why don't you just try to talk to this one that she's still in secondary school? She was in SS3 then. And I was like, SS3, that one is so young. I don't want to do that. No. I'm not going to go through that route. What is that? I want to hear somebody just catches me talking to somebody after the church. Talking to somebody after the church, and the person is, no. So I just kept to myself, and I was like, let's see how everything pans out. So immediately she left. Okay, now this is it. I just went to her. We're just friends. Because I didn't want to be insulted. I just like her. I liked her mere look, the intelligence. When we talked, I was like, no. this is a good girl that you need to cultivate, you know, a healthy relationship, a conversation with. You don't just go to meet a girl like this that, I see, oh, I want to. So,
yes.
So we just kept on the friendship like that. So 2 years after we started the friendship that I met her, I didn't mention anything. Even her sisters, when they saw me talk to her, you know, in the church, they just look at me. That at times they tried to ask her, what is happening between you? Because then I was a member of the choir. I was a member of the choir. So they all said that, what is happening with you, between you and this? No. Nothing. So when she now entered school, she entered Polytechnic, then I was like, now I think I can be bold enough now, and she should be bold enough to either say yes or no. So and I told her this, that. Since then, well, now I just have the courage to come and meet you now. So what do you think? She now told me that was actually what blew me up. She now told me that from the first day I came to meet her, she knew what I wanted. That she was just being herself. That I just hope this man will not koja yasin, will not carry a sacrifice beyond the mosque. She said that she was ready to give it to me, full blown. That are you not ashamed? Are you not ashamed of yourself? How can you are older than me by 5 years, and you came to meet me that you want to date me, and I'm still in secondary school, and you are not even secondary school. You are not even ashamed of yourself. She said she was ready to do that, but I proved that wrong. That I didn't mention anything of such. I only greeted her, if you don't mind, this is me. I'm a member of choir of the choir of this church. This is what I do. I'm in this school. So if you don't mind, let's begin the friendship. Have you written your WAEC? If you don't mind, I know this subject. I can handle that area for you. She said, don't worry. She doesn't need anyone. It's just okay. We are just friends. So I told her that. She now told me that, let's watch. Then she asked a question. Why me? Of all the girls in the church, then of all the girls you have met, even in your school, why me, this small girl? Why small me? Why not somebody of your age? Why do you need to date somebody that you are older than? So you see, from the questions she asked me then, I just told her that, I said, you have confirmed the reason why you. Because the intelligent questions that you have asked, I've never met any lady that asks intelligent questions like this. Maybe I've been going in the wrong direction before. Maybe, I don't know. But you are the first person that challenged me intellectually. You know, each time we had time to speak, to engage, she will, even though she's quiet, she's a quiet type. You know, the one, if I'd run the psychometric test on her, then I would not miss her for either dependable truck or systematic fraud or dependable truck, right? So and up to now, she still maintains that name. The only thing, if you draw her out, you will get a lot from her. So immediately I knew that she liked to dominate the conversation. When we are together, I will just allow her to be talking. I will allow her, and at times I will just submit to everything that she has to say, even though I'm older than her. But I won't deceive you. That time, I could not match her level of intelligence. The intelligent questions, conversations, questions she will ask me, some things, a lot. I was older, but I could not match those conversations. The level of the conversation she was giving me, I could not match it. So that was why I just felt, let me just try to continue to grow with this lady. Even then, as a young boy, as a youth, anytime that I just felt like, let me try to do this stuff now, because then she told me There was nothing. You can't touch me.
Mm.
If you know you want to touch me, move away. You can't touch me until appropriate time. She was a good girl, but I was a bad boy. I was a bad boy in my era. I was a bad boy in my era. So of course now I won't come here and be claiming that somebody like us were not saying no. So, somebody like us were not saints back in the day, but we thank God. We thank God for the blood of everlasting covenant that located us and refined us and made us to be who we are today, and we're still learning. So she made me to know. She made me understand that you are not going to touch me until so date, until some things have been done, until all those stuff. I was not. Then I asked her. I said, what are you feeling like? Are you that question now? Are you? She said, yes. If you want to know, yes. I said, sorry, ma. So since then, I knew the conversation I had with her when she invited me to their house, when she introduced me to her sisters, that this is my friend. I even told her, why did you say I'm your boyfriend? She said, what do you mean by boyfriend? You are my friend. So whatever, whether you're a boyfriend or not, she told me that she doesn't want some attachment, some attached activities around boyfriend, girlfriend. And that's why she's safer for her to introduce me to her sisters and her parents, that mommy, daddy, my sisters meet my friend. His name is this. And from there, we started to connect. And she never stopped to amaze me with her level of intelligence. She never stopped to amaze me with her level of intelligence. Now, this is where the issue is. I said it at the early stage, that almost everybody, almost every guy knows what they want in the lady.
Yes, she said so.
But not every one of us knows how to match what we want in a lady. Not every one of us knows how to match what we want in a lady. And now let me break it down. Okay, I told you that her intelligence drew me to her. Then later, I think about 7 years later, when we knew that this thing, we're so sure of what we wanted, she now told me, and I asked her, why did you choose me? In spite of what you've heard about me, in spite of what you know that I do, why me? And she made me to understand that she chose me because I was able to, because I've been able to tolerate her toughness. That I've been able to tolerate her toughness, then I've been able to know where I am going. Right? I've been able to know where I'm going, because anytime we talk, we'll always discuss what we want to achieve. Now, I said everybody knows almost everybody knows what they want, but not everybody knows how to complement what they want in a lady. So how do I complement what I want in my lady? My lady is intelligent. The intellectual prowess I couldn't match. At a point in time, I couldn't match it. At a point, I couldn't match it. Now, what was left for me there was to have a clear, cut-out vision and value for myself. But I did not have a clear-cut vision and value for myself. I didn't have it. I told her, I said, you're a good girl, you are intelligent, you have everything going on for you, you come from a good home, good background, you are trained, you are well cultured. I said, by the time we get married, the first 5 years of our marriage, this is where we are going to be. I will make sure that I buy you a new car. I will make sure that we leave our rented apartment. I was telling her, and I will make sure that I do this for you. And she accepted it. She said, oh, that's nice, that she would like all those things that she has given unto me. So I know what I want. But I lack the wherewithal. I lack the vision, the intellectual capacity, the knowledge, the scope to achieve that which I want to complement the intelligence of my wife. So when we got married, and don't forget, we got married without the knowledge of what we have now. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Without the knowledge of our personality type, without the knowledge of culture compatibility, without the knowledge of love language, no knowledge of your vision, your value, everything. We didn't have
your user's manual and all that.
User's manual, waiting the user's manual. We learned we learned on the job. We learned along the line a lot of mistakes that would have wrecked the marriage. I went into a lot of mistakes, a lot of trial and error, many things that I went into that could not complement the intelligence of my wife. Do you understand? Yes. And that is why that is why she was only moved by the way I spoke, by what I told her we were going to achieve. But she too didn't have the knowledge to ask me, how do you intend to achieve all this? You know what we tell people now, what we tell the young dates now, that if he says he loves you, if he says he has this future, if he says he needs to achieve this, you ask her, ask him or her this question, that how do you intend to achieve all this?
Yes.
So she didn't ask me all those things, other than what I made her to understand, that this is me. Though I am nothing now, but my future is bright. You know, everybody likes to say that. Fine, your future is bright. How do you intend to achieve that bright future? That is where almost maybe average Nigerian youth lack. Average Nigerian youth lack. And that's why, and this thing, and this is, I think this is normal. Back on campus, when you see some rugged guys, when you see, all those town guys, happy guys on campus, when you ask them, some of them will always come to, at times they could come to the church, Christian Union Fellowship, to come and look for a date. And when you ask them, oh, they say, I'm looking for a good girl. Oh, I'm looking for a good girl.
So true, yes, so true.
I'm looking for. So almost everybody knows what they want, but not everybody knows how to complement with good structure, how to complement with system put in place of that good thing they want in a girl or in a man. So if you are watching this now and you are looking for what you want, so beyond what you want in a lady, in your woman, the next thing you must know immediately, if you don't want to go through the route of trial and errors that people like us make, it is just by the grace of God that my marriage survived. It is just by the grace of God that the marriage survived. I won't come here and be saying I did everything right to make it to make it work. Fine, I did everything right to make it work, but what I did wrong to make it not to work outweighed what I did right to make it work. She's intelligent, she's industrious, but there are some things in me that were not just complementing the goodness in my wife. There are many things that are internal battles that were sabotaging the existence of my wife in my life. They were sabotaging the existence of myself. What I wanted to achieve in my life. I was industrious. I was never lazy. I was never lazy. I was the type, until now, I'm still the type that could wake up in the dead of the night to begin to work, to chase anything that I want in my life. I have never been lazy in my life, but I've never been lazy, but I lacked internal capacity to match my vision, to match the greatness in my wife, to match the greatness of the capacity that God has given unto me. I just lacked all those things. So beyond what you want in a woman, the first thing that every man must go for is to please check yourself. Who are you? Who are you? What do I want to achieve in my life? How do I want to achieve what I want in my life? The good life that you desire, the good level that you desire, the good career that you desire. Who are you to achieve this, to complement this good desire? Then how do you intend to choose, how do you intend to achieve these things that you desire for your life? So when you have identified those things out, then you now choose, how do I get a woman that can complement this? So why you need to do that is you are doing all the groundwork. You are doing the foundation. Your wife, the woman, must not come into your life and begin to lay the foundation with you. The woman must not come and begin to lay the foundation and begin to set the blocks, to do everything. When that woman comes into your life, her job is to complement, because you have seen something in her. You have seen intelligence, you have seen goodness, you have seen good characters, you have seen good values, you have seen your culture. Your culture is compatible. The beliefs compatible. You have seen all those things in her. So when she comes into your life, is to bring all those goodness to begin to build that house that you have already laid the structure, that you've already known how you want the house to be. That's why the Bible says that who among you who want to build the house will not first of all count the cost.
Yes.
Before that woman comes to your life, you've already counted your cost. You know what you want. You know where you are going. You know how to achieve it. And the woman comes to your life and everything just goes seamlessly. Mind you, everything goes seamlessly. It's not without ups and downs. It's not without issues, marital issues, some things. But because you've already identified yourself, you've already chosen yourself, you've already known what you want, and you've already known how you want to achieve it. So when all those ups and downs come into the marriage, they are self-explanatory on how you are going to achieve them, how you are going to surmount them. You don't need any issue. You don't need any further trouble again, because by the time you know what you want, you've already set your boundaries. You've already known some friends that you are not going to be moving with. You've already known some associations that you are not going to cut. You've already known where to go, where not to go. So when issues come along the line of the marriage, how you are going to solve the issue is already there. Who you are going to talk to, you already know. How you are going to restrain yourself from damaging yourself, you already know. So that is what I have to say for now, and that in one language. Beyond knowing what you want, you must, as a matter of fact, know how to achieve that thing that you want, and how to complement the greatness that you see in that lady that you want to marry.
Wow, I really like the way that you were able to break it down and break it down from your experience, which is why we brought you. This is really important, Mr. Akinola, because people are looking for your story of people who didn't get it right, who were not saints or saints from beginning, but who are now living a better, much better life. In fact, more people will definitely, a lot of people will be drawn towards you. And that takes me to my next question, because there are maybe some people in your former season who are looking to get to the transformation of where you are now. You spoke about internal battles when that sabotaged some progress that you would have liked to make in your own life and in your marriage. Could you please speak about that and share how men who are currently dealing with internal battles can get through, can get past that, so that they don't keep sabotaging themselves and also sabotaging the marriage that they're supposed to have, all because, well, they don't know how to deal with internal battles, or they don't even know how to identify it. So maybe you would start out, if you will, please, with what are internal battles, so that we can know them. That's by identifying them, and then we can know how to solve them.
Okay, so what are internal battles? One of those internal battles that I battled in my first 5 years of marriage was the structure and was the belief system that I was raised with. Excuse me. And one of the belief systems I was raised with is when a man is talking, the husband of the house, when he's talking, the wife must keep quiet. Regardless of the decision your husband makes, your husband is the head of the home. Submit to that decision. Don't query that decision. He is the head. He's your husband. Respect your husband. Respect his opinion. Respect his authority. Don't challenge his authority. Right? So those were the belief systems that I took into my marriage. And you know, every one of us, we are products of our early emotional life. We are products of how we were raised. How we were raised is almost the same way how we are going to raise our family. How our fathers dealt or related with our mothers, are related with their wives, is probably the same way we are going to relate with our wife. The way I saw my dad relate with his wife is almost the same way that I was going to relate, or I'm going to relate with my wife, unless I intentionally submitted myself to critical reasoning of family reengineering or personal development stuff. Unless I do that. If I don't do that, I will sabotage it. So now let me now say this. One of the examples that I want to share is this. So in my early stage of my marriage, I used to be a banker. 2 years into my marriage, I left. 2 years after my marriage, I left banking for my private business. And I was doing my business, was making money. You know, I was making it. I was entering into a discussion with friends, into business meetings, business decisions. And if I get home and my wife asked me, what about the business meeting that you went for? How did it go? It went well. Do you mind sharing few of those things that you discussed in the meeting with me? And my response, my natural response was, why do you need to know what we discussed in the meeting? Isn't your own to just get money at the end of the month? So why do you want to know? Ah, she said, I know, just run me through. Now maybe I will have 1 or 2 inputs. I said, no, don't worry. You focus on your own job. Focus on your own office. This is my office. What you must be concerned about is at the end of the month, does the money drop? Do you have the check or not? So my wife just said, it's okay, no problem. But I just think you should run me through. My friend, I don't need to run you through anything. Please keep quiet. Just leave me alone. Now, when I ran into huge debt in 2008, run into millions. When I say millions, I mean millions. A life-threatened debt crept into my life. Life-threatened. Life-threatened. I mean it. Crept into my life. Something I was hiding from my wife before. Even she became the first person that bore the brunt of my recklessness. And I had to run her through how everything transpired, the mistake I made. And she told me that when I was entering into that business decision, when I went for that meeting, she overheard me on the phone in 2008, August 2008. She overheard me, and she just wanted to chip in 1 or 2 things so that it will be more safer for me when this thing turns bad or before it turns bad. But I ignored, and I had to beg her that I am sorry. I thought I knew everything. So imagine if I had not been raised in that manner, if I have not been taught that whatever a man says in the home stays, if I have not been raised with the mentality that as a wife, you don't challenge, you don't query your husband's decision, I would naturally listen to my wife and bring her to the table. Oh, honey, let's do this thing together. This is the meeting I went for. We are going to do this. This product costs this. And we are going to do this. This is my cost price. This is the profit. And this is what we're going to, the person that the person that got us the job, this is the commission we're going to give. And this is how we're going to deliver it. So she will be able to let me know that in case this person does not meet up to the standard of what we want, what do we do? So that was how everything just collapsed. Then from there, smarting from that debt, in 2009, I just knew within me that this is not what I wanted in my life. This is not how I want my marriage to look like. This is not how I want my business life to be. This is not how I want my family life to be. So from there, I began to, I just met a friend that, how do you think I'm going to do this? I'm in debt. And one of the mistakes I made was the fact that I did not carry my wife along when I was making this business decision. And the guy now told me that the first thing that you need to deal with, go and beg your wife, just make sure that she forgave you, that you ignored her, that you relegated her to a proper housewife as I've been raised. So now from there, you now know what you need to do. And I went to meet her and she told me that, who told you that I hold you, that I'm still holding any grudge against you, that I'm even pained that we are both in debt. I am pained that you need to visit some regulatory bodies to update how you are going to pay. I am pained that they need to call you and you need to give them update. You know all those things. That don't forget about that one. That one has gone. Right? So the internal battles that I will want every man to wage war against is to critique how you were raised. If you don't critique how you were raised, no matter how good intention you have, no matter how good your wife is, no matter how good intention of your wife, those things you did not critique, they represent your internal battles. They are not necessarily any demonic stuff, demonic anything, then you need to itemize out and find a way will not permit me to list some internal battles. Some internal battles also, some internal battles also can be your past sexual life, your past sex page, your past relationships, your past association, your past rugged life. Your past rugged life. You need to heal from your past rugged life. You need to heal from all those things that you did before you met your wife. The same thing the wife should do. The same thing the wife should do. So that every one of you, the two of you, you are in the same page. You know where you are going. You know the battles you won, you fought in the past. You know something that some things that you did not win in time past. You know something that threw you into the mud. You know how you did all those things. You know where they mentioned some names. You were there, and you know the struggles. So those struggles, you need to heal of the struggles. If you don't heal of them, it's going to sabotage you. If you had ever been a drunkard before, you need to heal from it. What are those things that precipitate, or what are the precipitating factors, you know, for you to be for that attitude, being a drunkard? What are the precipitating factors? Every culture, every system, every belief, every culture and belief system, they have underlying stories. What are the underlying stories? The first time you experience this culture or this system or the belief system, rather, the first time that you experience them, what was the story, or what were the stories that brought them to the front burner? Because if you don't deal with that stories have already formed part of your subconscious mind. So at every point in time, the story, the video of that story will always be replaying itself to you. Will always come. And once the replay comes, the replay will give you all the images. Vivid imagery. Your memory will be so sharp. So that replay can't do, for you to undo the replay, yes. For you to undo the replay, now you need to immerse yourself into the healing process. Otherwise, that play may not happen again, but you are likely going to replay, you are likely going to play that replay again in the life of another person. You are likely going to do it again. Oh, past experience. Oh, how I used to enjoy that thing. Oh, those things. Wow, 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 wow. So if you don't deal with it, you are not seeing that play again. That story is not there again. But you are likely going to recreate another image of that story. So when you recreate another image of that story, then you are back to square one. The internal battles that held you down has been resuscitated in your life again. Then another action had taken place that will now replace the past subconscious activities that you have done. So another subconscious activities have taken place in your life. So the first internal battle that you need to deal with is to critique how you were raised. Critique how you were raised. Critique them. When you itemize them, you now begin to ask yourself this question. Are these values, are this culture, are these belief systems have a way they can lead me into the future? If they don't have a way they can lead you to the future, then you need to just let them go, and you need to rescript you need to rescript yourself. In rescripting yourself is a whole lot of work. In rescripting yourself, but you have to. As I am now, I still rescript my life daily. And that's why the Bible says, renew your mind daily. It is not a one-day job. It's not a one-off job. It is never a one-off. Every day, you have to keep renew your mind. You have to keep renew your mind. Otherwise, some past subconscious activities will come into play. They replay themselves back, and you are likely going to fall into that unhealthy activity again. So, the internal battle, one of them is to critique how you were raised. Were you raised to achieve some great things in the reality of today? Were you raised to complement the greatness that you have seen in your wife? Were you raised to bring out even the best, more from what you have seen in your wife, from what your wife had brought to you? Were you raised to bring more out of her? So you need to know. You need to know. If you were not raised to bring the best out of her, you need to critique. What are those things that will sabotage you, that will not make you to do it? Deal with those things. Otherwise, those things will deal with you, and they will deal with your wife and deal with your children again. They are not necessarily anything evil power. They are just symptoms of the culture and belief systems that molded you.
Okay, so we're rounding up now. This is probably the last question. Thank you so much for just spending time with us. This is a very thoughtful live session. I just really like how you're breaking things down. So I'll just try to ask the last question so that you can take time to respond, and then we close out. So now you've shared how to deal with internal battle. You've even helped us to identify. How can, so I'll just sum up the questions together. What would you say to men, and how can men build internal capacity, especially in this 21st century? Because things, how it was back then and how you were able to build maybe, or maybe perhaps, is a bit different from how people may build in this century for different reasons. So how can men who are serious to get married build internal capacity? And just your thoughts on what women should know on what men are looking for in wives, so that you also speak to the women.
Okay, thank you.
Women know what they're looking for in wives, and that's the final question or final set of questions.
Okay, so so in rounding off, I'm going to use a metaphor to explain this, and that metaphor is GPS or compass. GPS or compass. Every one of us, we know what a GPS is. If you are going to a place now, you go through the Google map. You search for the place. If I'm going to a place in Lagos Island now, or VI, I just put it on Google map. Google map will locate the place for me, will give me the duration it will take me for me to get there, right? So Google map will only work in a paved road, in a paved environment, or in a digitalized environment, right? But a compass, a compass can work anywhere. A compass can work in a digitalized environment or analog environment. Okay, 3 days ago, I went to my hometown in Ibadan. So when I got to Ibadan, I met my uncle, and I told my uncle to lead me to our farm, our village in Ibadan. So there is a place after Akinola. I don't know if anybody knows Ibadan very well. There is a village after Akinola. So in that place, immediately we got to that environment. That was the place where the farm of my great-grandfather is located. So immediately we got to that place, there was no network. There was no network. GPS does not work in that place.
Failed you, yes.
Google Map does not work in that place. Do you understand? It does not work in that place. So what we need to navigate our area in that place is a compass. A compass will point to the north for you, west, east, and south. So what you just need to do is to place the compass on the floor, and the compass will let you know this is the north, this is it, right? So what compass represents in the life of a man and a woman is your values. So GPS is how you were raised. GPS represents how you were raised. So that is why we were raised when we wake up in the morning to greet people, to greet our parents. We were raised up to cook. We were raised not to cook as a boy, right? Women were raised to always be in the kitchen. You know, it's so funny. I was listening to a man of God, a pastor. The man said, if a man begins to visit kitchen regularly, that means there is something wrong in the home. And I was like, God will help us. The man of God said, your job is not supposed to be in the kitchen, so you stay up the kitchen. Allow your wife to be in the kitchen. Maybe you can help her once in a while, but the moment you are frequent to the kitchen, there is something wrong. Anyway, that is just by the side. It's another topic for another thing. So those are GPS. We have been configured to do certain things, and we grew up to meet it like that, and we are doing it like that. But meanwhile, we need a compass to navigate unfamiliar terrain. My village that I visited 3 days ago is an unfamiliar terrain to me. GPS cannot work there. The only thing that can work there is compass. So if any man and any woman is going into marriage, marriage is unfamiliar terrain. GPS will not work. The GPS, they are how you were raised. But you are going to be with somebody that you never met before, regardless. Even if you have been dating for 10 years, you've been dating for 5 years, you have never been with that man, with that woman before. The culture, the belief system, the love language, the personality type, they are different. So you need a compass. You need value system to navigate your marital life. So before you want to go into marriage at all, before you want to choose your woman or your man at all, you must have a set of values that you hold dear to you. That set of value must never in any way be compromised. It must never in any way be compromised. If you know that your value will not agree with a lady who can dress the way she wants, allow her be. If you know your value will not agree a lady to sing or a lady to be in Nollywood or a lady to be a TikToker, don't go for that lady. And to a lady, if you know your value will not accept a social drinker in a man, in a husband, we have social drinker and we have heavy guys. They drink heavily. So I'm even talking about social drinker now. Maybe 1 glass of red wine in a week. If you know your value will not agree, don't go for that man. Know what you want. Your set of values matter most. So that is what your compass represents. Get your compass. Your compass will be useful for you in an unfamiliar terrain, and your compass represents a set of value system you have for yourself.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Akinola. Do you have anything to say to the women? Because we're spent time. But I'm saying based on the questions, have you got anything to say to the women on what men need in a wife? Maybe just 1 sentence, 3 tips, anything you just want to say to women or wives today.
Okay, it's simple. I don't want to generalize it.
Okay.
Because it's still part of the GPS, how we were raised. That men want respect, women want love. You know, all those things. Men are rugged, women are no. With the new revelation, new knowledge, new research, anyone can be, every one of us, we demand respect and we demand to be loved. So what I would just tell them is, when you have identified what you want in your life, as a man, or as a woman, you have your compass, which represents the set of values, right? Then the man that you want, what does that man want? Are you able to complement what the man wants? So if you're able to complement what the man wants, so go for the man. So we're not going to get a blanket statement that this is what men want in a relationship. We're not going to do that. Once you have identified yourself, you know yourself, this is who you are, then the man you are dating, ask the man, how do you want to be loved? Tell me how you want to be loved, then I will give it to you to the fullest. That is what I can say.
I think that's a good closing, and it's one that should not be forgotten. How do you want to be loved? Thank you so much, Mr. Akinola, for all that you do. Thank you for everything. And where can we get your books? I believe we can reach out to you at Parenting with Akinola on Instagram.
Yes,
to be able to get your book. So yes, you can DM him, because maybe links in bio can change at different times. I just don't want to say link in bio. So you can send a DM to him, and then you can get some consultation, private counseling sessions, or his resources as we have shared earlier in the bio. Please, if you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to share with people, like, and drop your comments and questions as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Akinola. I don't take your time for granted. Thank you for sharing this wisdom with us this morning. Thank you, and have a great day ahead.
Bye-bye.